In a world increasingly divided by politics, ideology, and culture, it's hard not to notice the growing chasm between people. Families are fractured, friendships are strained, and even casual conversations can turn into heated debates. During a recent discussion led by Dr. Rao, one participant opened up about a painful rift in her family. She no longer speaks to her brother after they found themselves on opposing sides of a highly divisive political issue. Her story struck a chord because it's not an isolated case. Around the world, relationships, whether between siblings, friends, or colleagues, are being strained to the breaking point as people retreat into their ideological corners, armed with anger, conviction, and a growing sense of us versus them. But how did we get here? What's driving this polarization, and why does it feel like the divide is only widening? While there are many factors at play, one often overlooked influence is the media we consume: movies, TV shows, video games, and even social media. These forms of entertainment don't just reflect our world, they shape it. The allure of black and white narratives. Think about some of the most popular movies and TV shows of the past few decades. From Death Wish to Kill Bill, Homeland to Fauda, the stories we love often revolve around a clear dichotomy: the good guys versus the bad guys. These narratives are thrilling, no doubt. Who doesn't cheer when the hero finally takes down the villain? But beneath the surface, these stories are embedding a dangerous mindset into our collective psyche. Duality rules. We're taught to see the world in binary terms: us versus them, right versus wrong. This oversimplification leaves little room for nuance or understanding. Violence as justice. In these stories, violence isn't just acceptable, it's celebrated as the ultimate solution. The message is clear: if you're on the side of good, any means justify the end. Anger is empowering. Characters who seek revenge or act out of rage are often glorified, while those who advocate for peace or compromise are dismissed as weak or naive. Moral clarity. The world in these stories is black and white, making it easy to identify the enemy and justify the destruction. These themes aren't confined to the screen. They seep into our real-world interactions, shaping how we perceive and respond to conflict. The blur between fiction and reality. The rise of immersive technologies like virtual reality and multiplayer games has further blurred the line between entertainment and real life. In these virtual worlds, we're encouraged to adopt the same us versus them mentality, often with high stakes and immediate consequences. Over time, this mindset spills over into how we engage with the real world. Social media amplifies this effect. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram thrive on attention, and nothing grabs attention like outrage. Extreme views, heated debates, and sensationalized stories dominate our feeds, reinforcing the idea that the world is a battleground. We're constantly bombarded with messages that divide us, and over time, we start to see everyone who disagrees with us as the enemy. The consequences of a polarized mindset. The result is a society increasingly defined by emotional violence. We may not be physically attacking each other yet, but the vitriol in our words and actions is just as damaging. Relationships are severed, communities are fractured, and constructive dialogue becomes nearly impossible. Tech companies, for their part, often pay lip service to the idea of fostering healthier online environments. But let's be honest, their business models depend on keeping us engaged, and nothing keeps us scrolling like conflict. The algorithms are designed to feed us content that triggers strong emotions, ensuring we stay hooked. What can we do? While systemic change is necessary, it starts with individual awareness. Every time we watch a movie, read a book, or engage in a heated discussion, we're embarking on a journey. The question is, where is that journey taking us? Here are a few questions to ask yourself. Does this content make me feel more connected to others, or more alienated? Am I being encouraged to see the world in black and white terms, or am I embracing its complexity? Do I feel more agitated and angry after consuming this, or more at peace? By being mindful of the media we consume and the conversations we engage in, we can start to shift our mindset. Instead of seeing the world as a battleground, we can begin to see it as a shared space where understanding and compassion are possible. Be the change, as Gandhi famously said, be the change you want to see in the world. This isn't just a lofty ideal, it's a call to action. If enough of us commit to consuming media that uplifts rather than divides, to engaging in conversations that build bridges rather than walls, we can start to heal the fractures in our society. At Pulse Tap, we believe in the power of mindful media consumption. Let's choose stories that inspire empathy, foster connection, and remind us of our shared humanity. The world may be divided, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Peace starts with us. Let's make it happen.